All right, what's up, plant family? Today we have another winter, a winter task, something that we can do while we are planning for our upcoming spring season. So come with me as we walk to the next location. All right, so you guys all know I have a lot of trouble with deer. I have a beautiful yard, 3 acres, non-fenced in. Fencing was way too expensive of an option. So what we're doing is we're working with some temporary fencing that I wanted to show you guys how to put up if you have certain areas of your garden that you want to protect from deer. So I have it started. I got all of these supplies at Home Depot. In total, the supplies cost about 75 bucks. If you've gone to like nature preserves, you've probably seen something like this. Basically what it involves are these intense metal stakes and this wiring, all right? Other tools that you might need, that you will need, something to hammer these big stakes in. I had been trying to use this little rubber mallet. It works a little bit. You can definitely use it, but it's much easier using a big, heavy-duty mallet. So what I have here, I have 3 gorgeous Hydrangea paniculatas called Berry White. I planted them last spring, all summer, all fall. As soon as any kind of growth would occur, the deer would come and eat it right away. You know, it's broad daylight and I just saw a family of 3 deer in my backyard. So something needs to be done to protect these hydrangea. So as you can see, I've already put 3 of these stakes in. I'm gonna do a quadrant. I'm gonna do 4 stakes all the way around this little bed of hydrangea to protect them. So the first thing that you'll notice, I did 1 stake on each end, kind of the long ways, and then I put this 3rd one here. When you're placing these stakes, you wanna look at the angle between each of the stakes to ensure that the fencing is not going to encroach on the growth that is going to occur next spring. So this one looks good, this one looks good, goes right around, and then I have this 4th stake. Now the thing, you may be thinking, all right, this is only like a 4-foot tall stake, it's only gonna be a 4-foot tall fencing. The thing about deer is, maybe you've seen at certain gardens, like a double fence. If you have 2 fences, 1 fence and another fence that are within about 4 feet or so, a deer is gonna see that little 4-foot entry kind of like in between those fences, and it's gonna think, oh, you know, it's gonna be unsure of its landing. It's not gonna be sure how to jump out of it again. And so generally, if you have 2 like 4-foot fences near each other, deer are not gonna jump over. Typically, we like an 8-foot fence in order to keep the deer at bay. So that's why I'm not worrying about having like an 8-foot tall protective barrier around them, because the fence is gonna be narrow enough that the deer are not going to jump in. Okay, so these things are pretty heavy. You need to be careful when you're bringing them into your car. I almost scratched my car pretty bad. Thankfully, I did not. So when you are actually putting the stakes in, you'll notice it has this part on the bottom and it has the paint on the top. Now this part on the bottom is going to help to stabilize the stake so if animals do kind of jump into it, it's not going to fall over. The other thing you'll notice is one side has notches and then one side is flat or like this. We want to have the notches on the outside so that the cage can actually easily stay stuck around. So let me decide, I want this angle like this. This looks good, that looks good. I think right around here. So get it in the ground. This part can be a little tricky. I'm a gardener that uses what I have around the house. Using the right tools when you're gardening is super important, just like any job, any hobby. Using the right tools is good, but I'm gonna use this for now. It's just like a upside down orange bucket from Home Depot. Then we want to hammer this in so that bottom little area is under the ground. And that looks about good. All right. They're mostly straight. So now we have this cage. And at this point, I'm gonna ask Samantha to put the camera down and help me. Okay, so this part is definitely gonna be easier with two people. So Samantha is gonna help me. Amor, ven aquí. Y cógelo. Como acá. This caging it's good, but it's a little hard to work with. It takes some maneuverability, so you can watch me struggle. You want to try to get it as tightly as possible so that no deer or other creatures are going to be coming underneath. Oh, let's see if this cage is gonna be big enough. This is a 50-foot cage. Oh my gosh, it looks like it's gonna be just about perfect. I honestly was hoping that this cage would do 2 fences, but only 1. The nice thing about this fencing is that it's easily bent. That's a nice thing, and also something you need to keep in mind. Okay, like I was saying, you really want to make it tight as possible. So go around a second loop, tightening it wherever you can. Okay. Okay, so the last part is just for some extra security. I'm going to use these little twist tie, or not twist ties, but cable ties, and just put them around for a little extra protection. Okay, so that pretty much does it. You know, I think it looks decent. I'm a little close to these hydrangeas on the edges, actually. But for now, I think this will be good, and this should hopefully protect these beautiful hydrangea from deer. So stay tuned. Hopefully next spring, they're looking good and actually able to grow. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Ciao.